Okay, we're going into chapter 2 now. This is the first book of Christ for Atheists, chapter 2. Just to remind people that you can get it on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. You can buy it on Amazon for $20. And Spotify podcast is actually an AI synopsis of the book. So chapter 2 is called Personal Drive, the Burn in Your Belly. I don't know if you've ever had a friend who just had more ambition than you and you realize that you'll never keep up with them. That's what I had. So this is part of this story. Without the push or personal drive, I only scraped by in school. My friend Mike Fuller, on the other hand, was driven. After he was given free education at the University of Denver by a local businessman, he jumped in with both feet to grow Oscar's restaurant business. Before he was 24, he landed in the hospital twice from exhaustion as his body couldn't keep up with his ambition. I was given the same opportunity from Oscar, but turned it down. Settling for a 2-year college diploma from a community college, which I paid for myself. Looking back, I still wouldn't have gone to university with Michael, but I would definitely have taken more education. I didn't want to keep up with Michael's drive. I didn't have the burning drive necessary to work at his level. After graduating, Michael and his childhood sweetheart would drive in their 12-cylinder, 2-seater Jaguar. There are benefits to be ambitious. I knew why Oscar would invest in Michael, but I wasn't sure why he was willing to invest in me. It may be because I monitored his parking lot at a hotel he built when I was in high school, and he instructed me to only let hotel guests in behind the hotel, while restaurant and bar patrons would park across the street. His wife came to the hotel, so I instructed her to park across the street. I guess she complained to Oscar, but secretly he liked what I did. He knew I would follow his instructions. Must admit I enjoy telling people where to go. An old guy, almost 40, but when you're 18, that's old, used to come to the vendor for a six-pack every Friday night, and he would chat. He lived in a rooming house down the street, and he came from the town of Ashern, a rural town up north. One night he confided in me that a friend of his daughter was living in the same rooming house, and unfortunately she is now pregnant. He introduced me to her, hoping that I would carry the burden that they had created. I wasn't going to start my life that way, so I avoided the invitation. Throughout your life, you will have many choices that may have severe consequences. My dad had to go to work after grade 9 during the 1930 Depression. He loved his life and the security of working for the railroad after he married and had children. He knew railroading and was encouraged to apply for the yardmaster's position, where he would have been in charge of hundreds of employees. He turned it down. For him, it was the right thing to do. And he had a happy, stress-free life. When computers were coming in, he was given the job of using a track switching program that would eliminate the need for switchmen from manually switching the tracks. As a working man would give no credit to this incredible computer program that would have saved the railroad millions, the men, like my dad, would call it the idiot box. It is noteworthy how the short-term thinkers and those with something to lose in this transition would predict doom and gloom as hundreds of jobs were eliminated. Due to a strong union, the railroad transitioned gradually, and everyone managed to keep gainful employment for their careers or were in a position to retire. This is how it should be, but isn't in some businesses. Good management and strong unions resulted in a fair deal. Most of the people I respected were working men. I took the path of least resistance, and I only saw some opportunities along the way. My regret has been my lack of knowledge depth. I would have taken more education if I were to start again. You should too. Smiling Jack, the developer of Dome Petroleum, was my father's cousin. Being a geologist, and with good fortune, he became very wealthy. It's strange how families whose wide gap in social and economic fortune bond together because of their blood relations. They actually don't, and we never were close to the Jack Gallagher clan. I suppose me asking Smiling Jack for a forgivable loan was a nail in the coffin for our family's relationship with old moneybags. True friends are friends for life. When you are from a working man's family, no one is given an ounce of credit or shown any respect. I was working on the railroad steel gang on the rural tracks in Saskatchewan one summer and wrote to a mutual friend. In a paragraph of the letter, I asked my friend back home, is Michael still sucking Gruber's Snapdragon? As Phil, Michael, and I sat in Phil's bedroom, Michael said, well, I better leave now. I have to go suck Gruber's Snapdragon. Many years later, I had a chance meeting in Toronto with Michael as he returned from South America, where he was building a franchise for a major company. He invited me home, much to his wife Carolyn's dismay, as she hadn't seen him for a month. We could put each other down, laugh it off, insult one another, talk about subjects that would make Howard Stern blush, and we'd always be friends. A few months ago, Michael passed away. Although we took different paths and rarely got to see one another, I will always remember the memories that we had. Rest in peace, my friend. That's all she wrote.